Hello, families, guests, staff, and graduates. Welcome to the Saturday morning graduation ceremony for the class of 2020. My name is Sophia Goldstein, and I've gone to Wayland for 13 years. I'm an athlete, and math and sciences were my favorite subjects. I've always looked forward to my graduation, especially after watching my two older brothers walk across the stage in their caps and gown. I know these things aren't exactly as we expected they would be, but at least now, finally, we get to use the new turf. Since Corona, things have been very different, but I'm also so glad we could all be here today. Thanks to everyone that could come today and join me and my fellow graduates to celebrate 12 long, hard years. It is my pleasure to begin our ceremony by introducing Brendan Ho, who will be performing the national anthem on his violin. In keeping in mind with our health and safety protocols, we ask that you please refrain from singing along. Please rise for the national anthem.
Thank you, Brendan. What an incredible job playing the national anthem. Good morning, families, community members, colleagues, guests, and most importantly, graduates. Thank you for joining us on this glorious graduation day. Welcome to the new Wayland High School Stadium, which was completed just weeks ago and just in time to provide an appropriate and stunning backdrop for celebrating the class of 2020. Several months ago, in the midst of our school closure, Ms. Cole, Mr. Krasnew, and I had a series of conversations with the senior class executive board about graduation. At that point, our options for celebrating the class seemed quite bleak. We were looking at planning a drive-through ceremony, maybe renting out a drive-in theater, or even postponing a traditional ceremony until sometime next year. In June, we learned that the state guidance was shifting and smaller in-person ceremonies would be possible. To our students, no graduation would feel complete unless they were in the company of their peers and their family in our new stadium, wearing a cap and gown with a stage to cross and a diploma to receive. This morning, scores of emails and spreadsheets and diagrams and Google Docs later, along with a tape measure and your collaboration, we are here to celebrate the great class of 2020 with joy and pride. We also know that we are celebrating within the context of a global pandemic. We want to celebrate our graduates, but we also want to keep each other and our community safe. In collaboration with the Board of Health and our other town agencies, we have developed the safety protocols that appear in your program insert. I ask you to review them if you haven't already, including the primary expectations of staying within your pod, remaining socially distant from others who are not in your family group, and wearing a mask at all times, unless you are a graduate having your picture taken or speaking or performing. If there is an issue or an emergency, we also have a number of staff members, including Ms. Cole, who will be continually floating around throughout the ceremony. Please signal to them if you need assistance. Thank you so much for your cooperation, and welcome again. It is now my pleasure to turn over the microphone to Ms. Jeannie Downs, our school committee chair, for some remarks.
Thank you, Allison. On behalf of the school committee, welcome graduates and families. It is so nice to be here. Who would have thought on March 1st that this spring we would have a global pandemic that would shut everything down and change graduation to mid-July in many ceremonies? Certainly I didn't. This in-person graduation took a lot of planning, a lot. And I just can't thank enough Miss Mizuguchi, Miss Cole, and Mr. Krasnu, and the many others who made it possible. Thank you. Graduates, it has been quite a year, one you will definitely never forget. You've shown grit and determination through it all. I've watched many of you grow up, and I've been constantly impressed as you stand up for what you believe in and act on it. Whether it's the walkout in support of the Parkland students killed and against gun violence, advocating at school committee meetings for decisions that affect you and fellow classmates, joining the Black Lives Matter vigils, or sharing your voice in the BIPOC Instagram, you are taking action. Your generation has an incredible opportunity to continue taking action and making a true difference in our world. Civil rights leader and Congressman John Lewis once said, "When you see evil, see something not fair, not right, not just, you have a moral obligation to say something." My hope for you is that you will continue to fight for what is right and do it with grace, compassion, and kindness. We live in a time where the political discord in our country is divisive. It's all of you who can help bring us together. You will stumble along the way, as we all do at various times in our lives, particularly when we step out of our comfort zone. Don't let that stop you. Learn from it and press on. It's the only way to change the world. If we all show a little grace to others, compassion for others, and kindness in all we do, we will make the world a better place. I will leave you with some words from the U2 song Grace, which particularly struck me when I first heard them. Because grace makes beauty out of ugly things, grace finds beauty in everything, grace finds goodness in everything. Class of 2020, congratulations. Best of luck in this new chapter of your life. I can't wait to hear what you all do. Thank you. And now I want to introduce our student speaker, Kira Murphy.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the class of 2020 graduation. It is a gift to be here today and an honor to kick off our graduation weekend. Thank you so much to the administration, teachers, school committee, and everyone who made this graduation possible. On our freshman year orientation day, I recall that Ms. Mizuguchi opened her welcome speech with, "There is so much potential in 2020. She then proceeded to describe numerous facts and ideas about how exciting, momentous, and unique this future year 2020 would bring. Well, I think we can all agree that she was right. Ms. Mizuguchi then closed her speech by challenging us to have a 2020 vision. This idea evolved into our class motto, visionary. A visionary is a person who plans for the future with imagination and wisdom. While some may argue this has been a disappointing senior year, I feel that 2020 has been a year where there's been clarity, a year where we are experiencing 2020 vision. I truly believe we are the luckiest class. Yes, you heard me right. I'm not trying to be sarcastic or funny when I say I believe we are fortunate to be the class of 2020. We are experiencing eye-opening, historic events right now that are making us smarter, more empathetic, and worldly. The pandemic has raised our awareness for the importance of family bonds, friends, teachers, and first responders. COVID-19 has touched all corners of the world, regardless of race, age, or location. We've all had to think collectively about COVID-19's long-term effects, and we proactively participate in stopping its spread. Now, I don't want to minimize the toll that COVID-19 has inflicted upon our world, but there is a silver lining in that we saw the world come together in ways that it never had before. In addition to the pandemic, one of our country's deepest flaws has been re-exposed this year. We have received a wake-up call to take action. Across the world and in our hometown, 2020 will be known for the fight for social justice. Every person is equal regardless of their skin color. It is time that we step up, take responsibility, and make a change. We will look back to this time for decades to come. Let's be proud of the actions we took. We also need to understand that this is just the beginning, and we need everyone to take ownership and become a part of the solution. Although our senior year has been disrupted by these events, they also have galvanized us to make a change for a better society and world. We are at the tipping point, the moment where we look in the mirror and reassess ourselves. How can we be a part of a change? How can we lift each other up? As my grandfather would say, strike the iron while it's hot. When you leave today as Wayland High School graduates, challenge yourself. Make yourself a promise right now to improve the world. It can be as small as going to a protest or as large as curing COVID-19. It doesn't matter the magnitude. You are still making a positive impact on your society. If there is one thing that 2020 has taught us, it's that the human race is resilient. Yet, we still have a lot to learn. We need to strive for more. We will have a unique perspective to implement the change we wish to see because we are young visionaries, and everyone here is capable of achieving greatness. We are blazing a new terrain and will be the first generation to navigate a new path in this new world. The only thing that I ask while you're on your journey to greatness is to always give back. Even when you're pursuing your dreams, think about others first. Devote yourself to bettering this world by sharing your kindness, love, and patience. You can be influential and empowering. Okay, now for the inevitable goodbye. 3 years ago, my dad and I loved this song called Last Time for Everything by Brad Paisley. The title basically gives away what the entire song's about, but 3 years ago, these words were just lyrics to me. In the fall, the beginning of my senior year, I began to listen to the song again. Brad Paisley would recall important moments in his life, but then he ended every verse with, "There's a last time for everything." Oops, sorry. When listening to this song, I realized my classmates and I were creating our own last memories. Our last Wayland sports game, our last time walking through the Wayland High School halls, our last time sitting in the senior section in the Commons, our last winter week, our last chemistry or math class, and today is our last time as Wayland High Schoolers together. Brad Paisley's song reminded me to treasure every moment because there is a last time for everything. And he also sings, "Sometimes you just don't know when." This only became more relevant when the pandemic hit. If someone had told me in September that March 12th would have been our last day of school, I would have thought that was crazy. What a harsh but real reminder that everything can change in a blink of an eye. We, the class of 2020, have missed key moments in our lives. But we have come out stronger, more resilient, more gracious, and learned to truly embrace the meaning that there is a last time for everything, and you never know when it's going to come to an end. So go for it now. Live in the moment. Our time here on earth is short. Let's live our lives to the fullest as if it was our last time for everything. We have experienced some of the greatest challenges this year, and we have to look to the future and plan for a new world. The class of 2020 has so much potential to make an impact on our future, and we all need to be the visionaries to see it. It's been an honor to represent this class. Wayland will forever be my home. Thank you to my family, teachers, and friends. I wish you all the best of luck. Let's stay in touch. I would now like to welcome McKenna to the stage. Hi everyone, so as Kira said, I'm McKenna, and I'm gonna be performing a piece on tuba. The piece is called Teutonic Tales, and I'm playing the first movement, which is called Demon Dance, and it's about German mythology, so I hope you enjoy.
Once again, good morning to all of the graduates and guests, and a special thank you to McKenna for her beautiful, inspired piece. Thank you so much. Just a quick note, when we called McKenna and Brendan to say, hey, would you do this for us? No hesitation, and so generous, and same with Sophia. We're very lucky to have students with such a variety of talents that they're so willing to share with us. So this morning, my role is to present you, the class of 2020, to our superintendent, Dr. Yunabski, and to promise and to certify that all of you have done what it takes to rightfully earn your Wayland High School diploma. I am pleased to say that not only has each of you completed the requirements for a diploma, but you have enriched Wayland High School with your presence. You have been a resilient, spirited, talented class facing unprecedented challenge and disappointment with mind-boggling maturity and grace. We have each been inspired by the strength with which you faced not only the end of your senior year, but also how you face your futures now. It is easy to let the last 12 weeks of your senior year overshadow the other 148 weeks of your high school career. It may be easy to forget that the end of your senior year was but one page in the much larger book of a long, successful educational journey at Wayland High School, one corner of the canvas of a beautiful masterpiece. The class of 2020 has been an impressive and cohesive group of leaders, artists, athletes, scholars, activists, peacemakers, thinkers, and friends. You are curious, hardworking students who want to learn about and question the world around you. You have captained winning athletic teams. You have led our impressive and award-winning journalism program, debate team, mock trial team. You have learned languages, solved problems, created art. You have danced and sung on stage. You have brought music to our lives. You have questioned authority, but with respect, and you have eloquently asserted your opinions on the important issues of our time, such as women's rights, environmentalism, gun control, institutional racism, and the role of a free press in a democracy. You have spent the last 4 years elevating and strengthening our community with your passion, with your drive, and with your great care and kindness, and we thank you for it. As you arrived here today, you drove by the Senior Rock, which, as Kira mentioned, has been painted a beautiful orange and black cityscape with your motto, Visionary. Beyond a cute reference to the number 2020, the word visionary gives me a chance to reflect even further on who you are as a class and who you will be as individuals as you leave this place. As Kira mentioned, a visionary is not someone who just knows the future or predicts the future. No one can really do that. But rather, a visionary imagines the best version of the future, the version of the future that is the most innovative, imaginative, ideal version of our current reality. When you think about visionary leaders, visionary artists and scientists, writers, they are the rare ones who saw something that few others did. And not only did they see it, they made it happen. When we think about the visionaries of our time, and we are living among them, they often had to fight for their version of the future. They had to engage in battle to get there, but that wasn't the hardest part. The hardest part was seeing the goodness to begin with and believing that the future held something better. Given this strange and scary world we are in right now, full of threat and indeterminacy, it takes the very best of us to remain visionaries and to see the other side of a pandemic, of racial injustice, of equal rights for all, of the many complex issues that plague us. But I know, class of 2020, that you will lead us there. What you have shown us the last 4 years in your capacity for curiosity, hard work, goodness, and joy is that you are incredible individuals. But what you have shown us the last 3 months in your capacity for resilience, strength, and hope is that you are visionaries. You see the best in the world, and I am confident that you will take us there. Dr. Unobsky, it is my honor to present the class of 2020 to you. I attest that these students have successfully completed all of the requirements for a Wayland High School diploma. Moreover, through their accomplishments and spirit and service, they have collectively and indelibly enriched our school community. Thank you, class of 2020, and congratulations.
Good afternoon, good morning, actually. It is great to see all of you. It is a privilege to be here, hearing our graduates perform and speak so insightfully. I want to also thank Dr. Mizuguchi, Mr. Gass, and Ms. Cole, and Mr. Krasnu for their wonderful work here and bringing us all together. I will be very brief. I do want to say that I have a little bit of insight into what your parents and what you might be feeling, because I've been blessed with the silver lining of having my graduate from college come home and spend the last 3 months in the house with his parents. It has been wonderful for us to sit around the table at dinner, talk about and connect, watch movies together, throw the baseball around. For him, I'm afraid not so much. He would prefer to impose further social distancing within the house, but it has been a wonderful experience for me. You have shown repeatedly, whether it's through the rolling rallies in Boston and Wayland, this ceremony, and all that I see on social media in the town about the amount you care about the social issues that are at stake in this pandemic, about how you care about each other. I've been so inspired by that energy, but more inspired by your relentless pursuit of each other to deepen connections through this strange setup we have during the pandemic. And that effort will pay off. You will be a class that is unique going forward, and you will have relationships that are deeper as a result, and you will remember each other for this experience. And we have all been, as people have said before me, so deeply impressed with your efforts to connect and your diligence and your determination. And I can't wait to see what you do next. So congratulations to the class of 2020. We are so excited for you to go forward. And at this time, I would like to ask Dr. Mizuguchi to lead us in the presentation of diplomas. Thank you very much.
So graduates, here's what we're going to do. Ms. Cole is going to signal to you when it's your time. Your row will stand and head toward the stage, remaining 6 feet apart as of course. And then after you have picked up your diploma and awards from the table closest to you when you get on the stage, you will continue heading straight to the pylons that are further down, where a photographer will take your picture, okay? I'd like to thank Mr. Krasnu and Mrs. Golden for helping us behind the scenes. Sophia Elizabeth Goldstein. Brendan Ho. McKenna Isabel Kellermanic. Kira Swen Marie Murphy. Hallie Gillette Backman. Christos Stavros Belapasakis. Margaret Elizabeth Britton. John Dawson Brown. Michael Chen. Maddie Christine Crozier. Karen DeHaan. Alyssa Brooke Dennis. Olivia Rachel Dennis. Quinn Owen Fay. Aiden Thomas Fennelly. Jenna Farrick. Laura Nicole Foley. Rob Glazer. Colin Joseph Hess. Owen Patrick J. John Hayes Jennings. Lily Genza. Nicholas Johnson. Alex Cashin. Aiden Keenan. Caroline Elizabeth Lampert. Emma Perry Levy. Lang Lu. Amanda Ruth Mickelson. Euphemia Marguerite Minasidis. Isabel Edith Mishara. Brett Arthur Morris. Gavin Moser. Marcos Pereira. Brian Poisson. Carlos Ignacio Ponce. Modib Gadir. Manasa Sujatha Rajiv. Michael Russo. Mary McCaffrey Shine. Joshua David Snyder. Isaac Stahl. Eric Swanky. Harrison Joseph Veal. Mia Patricia Wong. Kelsey Zhang. Congratulations, graduates. How does it feel? Good? All right. It's the end of July. You have your Wayland High School diploma. We are so very proud of you and want to thank you so much for coming to join us. If all graduates could please rise. There's this symbolic piece around moving your tassel from the right to the left. And if you would do that, please, and we're going to imagine a huge whoop-de-doo with caps in the air, although we can't do that right now. But congratulations, graduates, the class of 2020. Good luck and be well. We're going to have you recess back the way you came through the middle aisle. And I think we're going to do Anchors Away in a minute here. All right. Families, we're going to hold here, and the graduates are going to recess. So families could stay put, and the graduates will recess back the way they came to the courtyard. Thank you. Departure as simple as possible. If folks on my left side, so your right, could rise and being mindful of other people's distancing, if you could feel free to depart, and we'll just hold tight for a quick minute for the other side. All right? Thanks everybody so much for joining us. Your left, feel free to make your way to the parking lot. Thank you. Just keeping mindful of distance. Thanks so much for joining us.